Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome to our Orcas MyLeague series here in NBA 2K19. So in last episode we had the season simulation and we just missed out on the playoffs for the first time, which really sucks. But hopefully next year we have a tiny bit of growth and that helps us get into the postseason. Here were the standings because I didn't actually go through all the stats and whatnot. But as you can see, we finished, literally just out of a playoff spot by 2 positions pretty much. We were only 3 games back of the Minnesota Timberwolves. The main reason is because we struggled kind of on home court, going 17-24. We were 21-20 on the road, so we were just a bit better than 500 on the road. And in conference-wise, we weren't really good against our own conference, so that could have also played a factor. And then we also sucked against our division, which our division, I believe, actually has the Mavericks in it, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just see. Oh yeah, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves, so losing against our division a lot maybe made us miss. But then again, the Minnesota wasn't good either. Our division in general wasn't the greatest, it looks like. So, other than that, let's go down here again. We were averaging 104.3 points per game, which is not that bad, but it's not anything close to any of the playoff teams. And then we were averaging 106.5 points against per game, so we were kind of a bit worse, minus 2.3 in differential. And then also, let's go to our player stats for the season, just because I didn't show that in the last episode as well, and you guys might want to see how we did. So, Tom Morgan, he averaged 16.3 points per game, so he's not really producing at the high level I expected him to for 94, but he is still playing pretty decently. Now under his belt, he has 1 All-Star appearance. He also has 2 second-team All-Defense, so hopefully he becomes the Defensive Player of the Year sometime. And then he also was the Rookie of the Year and the first-team All-Rookie. While D'Angelo Russell, on the other hand, has been our best player for every single season so far. He averaged 19.3 points per game this season, which is a downgrade from 2 years ago, but it's better than last season, so that's good. Jack Blackwell, who I think is in his second season, put up a tad bit more points than last year, so at least that's good. I think it's because he got a bit more court time this year, so that's good for Jack Blackwell. Nunez as well, he got some good point production this year, 12.4 points in comparison to a 9.7, so he's definitely on the upwards trend. And then you got Don Lowry, who is kind of a guy that we might move out eventually because he's an 81 and 26, which is good, but yeah, he's only averaging like 7 to 6 points a game, so he's not really doing much. He is getting a lot of rebounds though, so he's maybe a better defensive player. Then Simons averaging 8.7, Teague averaging 5 points per game in his rookie season, but he didn't get a lot of court time, I think. Bayless averaging 8.1, so he's going up, which is good. Doesn't matter about Whiteside and all these other guys, I think. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically our point stats. And now let's get to the off-season stuff because we got quite a bit of stuff to do. And then we will get into maybe, I don't know if we'll get some of the season done. I know we'll do all the season at least next episode, but we have the road to the #1 pick thing that I don't really like at all. So whoever comes out on top here wins the first overall pick, which is kind of a weird system. So currently the best odds to win it is Orlando because they've already moved on to the quarterfinals based on finishing first. And then we're facing against Houston, so let's see if we could beat Houston to get on to the next round of this. Simulate with Simcast. Yeah. Okay, so let's see if we could beat Houston and move on. We're beating them so far. Good job, boys. And we're going to beat them 129 to 104 as we move on to the second round of this. So that's good. At least we moved up. So simulate current round. So we're facing now against Chicago, who's a lower seed than us. There's also Denver and Cleveland, Orlando and LA, and in Washington and the Knicks. Okay, let's see if we can beat Chicago now and move on to the next one. So this is kind of actually interesting in a sense because it's almost like we're playing the playoffs, but we're not. So let's see if we could beat Chicago. Come on, boys. And we are going to be moving on with a 112 to 103 win. That's good. So we are on to the semifinals. So this team is pretty decent because we were one of the best teams that missed out on it. So we could potentially get our first overall pick because of this. Okay, so now we're facing off against Denver, who's slotted in one slot above us. And then there's also Washington and Orlando. So we'll see how that figures out. So the semifinals. Can we move on to the finals? We have to beat a higher ranked team in Denver. And we are looking like we're going to do it. Yes, we are. 104 to 85 as we move on to the finals. I don't know if there's audio glitches. Sorry about that if there is. But we move on to the finals for the first overall draft pick. So we're against the Washington Wizards, who are the 12th seeded team. So yeah, Orlando got eliminated, which is good side, a good thing. Let's see if we could win this first overall pick. Come on, boys. This is for the first overall pick. We might lose. Oh, oh my God, that came so close. We lost 101 to 100. There must have been a buzzer beater at the end or something. Yeah, Beal makes a layup with no seconds left. God damn, screw you, Bradley Beal. So close to getting that first overall pick, but I mean, I think we moved to second if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so player retirements. LeBron decides to finally retire at 40 years old. Chris Paul as well, George Hill, Batum, Johnson, Bradley. All these guys, so some pretty decent names here in retirement. Jordan Clarkson also retiring early. It's weird. Jahlil Okafor retires at 29. Seems like some players retire pretty young, so. Okay, let's go to the Hall of Fame inductees. Obviously, LeBron gets there and Chris Paul. Jeez, LeBron averaging 25.7 points a game. Jersey retirements for the season. Chris Paul and then LeBron James had his number retired by all three teams he played with. Cool. Okay, league meetings. So approved offensive and defensive key violations will be changed from 3 seconds to 5 seconds. I don't know what that is. Oh, I think I know what that is. That's when you're in the in the key where the under the net. So you could stay under there longer. So scoring would go up, I think, if I did this. You know what? I'll keep it. Team odds will be based on the standings rules. No coin flip, no tiebreakers. I don't know if I should change that back to it. Nah, I'm going to use probably a different system if it pops up eventually. League realignment is always just going to stay the same. Staff signing. Do we need to sign any staff? An assistant GM. This guy probably wants to be a GM. Let's go with Sanford, maybe Joshua Sanford. We'll give you 444K. There you go. He's mulling and he signs. There you go. Okay, so now on to the draft combine. So we don't want to draft Wesley Mark, who's a power forward, okay? Or Max Dame. Or Daryl Bowen. Jeez, a lot of guys with injury problems. Okay, pre-draft workouts. So the best player is a 77. So this draft is a bit weaker than the ones we've had in the past. Okay, so let's just get all the best guys available up there. I don't know if we still have where we are drafting, if we're drafting second because of that thing or what. Yeah, let's just go to the draft. Okay, so the first overall pick, no, we don't have second. Yeah, so Washington's got first in, and I guess we're staying where we were, which really sucks. So, sim to user pick. So we're drafting at number 12, which is not that bad of a spot. Kelly Warren seems intriguing. 74 at 20. There's also 74 at 22. DJ Scott. Let's take a look at his attributes. Potential 74. That's not the greatest. Derek Strickland potential 80 overall, not bad. What about Warren? The guy I'm looking at, 82. Yeah, I might go with Warren here. Even though we have some centers, we could use another center too. Another 80 potential. So yeah, Kelly Warren, you're going to be our man. From Iowa State. What does it say about him? Love this pick right here for the Orcas. With his game, I could easily see Warren being a solid contributor for the Orcas for the next decade. They say that a lot, but who knows? Our next pick, which is early second round, or mid-second round kind of. We don't usually sign our pick from this round, but yeah, I don't know what we'll go with. I don't want to go with this guy, I don't think. Because we have a lot of small forwards. Like, I don't think we really need him, so we'll go with a power forward probably instead, which means I'll go with this Jim Chambers guy, even though I know nothing about him. From Tennessee Tech. Interesting. What does it say about him? So, performed generally well, but he has a limited upside. Main reason he dropped to the second round. Okay, so let's take a look at our prospects that we got. So yeah, this is definitely a weaker draft by any means. So we were down here at number 12. Warren 75 at 20. Nice. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, that's a damn good pick. He's definitely going to be making the lineup right away. So his potential says 77, but we'll give him untapped potential in the offseason. And then our second rounder was a 69 at 22. So yeah, that guy's not going to get signed. Rookie signing, we're going to sign Kelly Warren. Team options, we'll definitely sign Wendell Hamlin. Was it the guy we drafted, or I don't even remember if we drafted him or not, but he only wants 1.85. So we'll sign both these, or all three of these guys. I don't know who we're going to have to let go of, though. Qualifying offers. I don't know if I want to give any qualifying offers to some of these guys. Cato, I definitely will. Bruce Ingram. But Bruce Ingram was good, but he wants 3.64. But I could take him over somebody that's older. But Nelson Foster wants not a lot either. Lloyd Gibson doesn't want a lot either. I might be able to get those guys later on, like Lloyd Gibson and Ingram. So yeah, I'll leave those guys for now. Yeah. So what do we have going into the moratorium even? Let's take a look at our roster currently. Who do we still have to... We currently have not a lot of players. There's still a lot of players we actually have to sign. So let's press start on this and see who we have to get back. So yeah, Simons, I think I'm actually going to renounce his rights. I know it sounds weird, but he's wanting a lot of money, and he's like a number 3 point guard on our team. So it's best to let him go, even though that was from a trade a few years ago. Dante Bayless is getting cap held. Same with Don Lowry. Well, yeah, I'll probably sign those guys again. Whiteside, Ingram. Yeah, I'm going to have to write down all these names I have to get. So just a second, guys. Okay, guys, so I got the list down of who we need to get. So let's go and sign them. If they're RFAs, we'll let them get qualified unless the team decides to offer them a contract. So the guys we need to go after in terms of alphabetical order, Bayless would be the first, but he's probably an RFA because he's not played a lot. No, he's a UFA already. Oh, no, that's a different Bayless. He's an RFA. Okay, that's good. So we'll let him... We'll qualify him probably because I don't know if any team's going to offer him, I'd assume. Then we also have to get Cato. Cato was a guy I think we just signed as a depth guy, so we might not even get him yet. Just to make sure we get back the other guys. So it was Earl Cato. So this guy, he doesn't actually match our system that well, but he's also an RFA, so we'll also qualify him at the end of the off-season. Then we also have Nelson Foster, who's one of our older guys, I think, that we signed as a free agent. He's also an RFA. Okay, so we'll let him... Yeah, I think a lot of our guys are RFAs because some of them never played before. Okay, so now we have Gibson. He's a UFA, but he's cheap. He doesn't want a lot, so we'll get him back for 1 year. Maybe be able to talk him down a bit. Let's give him a minimum for 1 year. And then we also have Ingram, who was a guy we signed as a free agent, but he's young. He's a UFA. How much does he want? That's not a lot, to be honest. We'll talk him down to 3.50. Alright, let's talk him down to 3.10. And then Dom Lowry might be UFA this year because he's been an RFA the last few years. Yeah, he's a UFA. He wants like 16, which is a lot of money. I mean, if I sign him, I still have 4 million in cap. So you know what? I might as well do this. The other guys will all get qualified, I think. Yeah, we'll give him 1 year at 15.5. This might be his last season with us, though. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna sign all those guys, and then we're gonna announce the rights for those guys. And then it just comes down to the other guys, which are all RFAs. So yeah, that makes sense. So let's get through this moratorium. So sign those 3 guys, renounce the rights of Simons and Whiteside. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so roster currently, yeah, they do go there right away. How much players do we got? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we got our 2 centers. We probably need another power forward, but we got some guys that will get qualified. So yeah, we're just gonna skip right through this free agency because I'm not gonna sign any huge names. I'm gonna just sign those same guys back again, just because we should get some growth. And then we're basically the same team as last year, just with like a bit more growth. So Cato has accepted the qualifying offer. Same with Bayless, which is good. Wasn't there one other guy? I think it was Foster that we're looking at. So I'll probably see if Foster's still a free agent. So we're getting some good growth, which is great for this young team. Let's just get the summer league out of the way. This episode might be a bit longer just because we need to get down some of the stuff left. Okay. So let's see who wins the summer league title. We'll just sim it all. Does this go simulate summer league? So we're on to the second round against New York. We move on to the third round for the first time. We move to the semifinals, and we just won the Summer League. Wow, okay. So that was the first time I've ever won the Summer League in this entire time I've ever played 2K, so that's actually pretty awesome. So the box score from that final game, we beat them 116 to 113. Let's take a look at our player stats. So Warwick, the computer must have signed us this guy just for... Yeah, must have just signed us that guy for the summer league or something. Huh, interesting. But good, we just won the summer league. We could say we actually won something for a change. So All-Star Game is in Dallas this year. 2K Hoops Summits and that. Training camps. We'll send what's his name to Untap Potential, the guy we just drafted, which was Mr. Warren, I think. Yeah, we'll send him there. Get him to a B. I don't know where else to send people. I might just send some players to random things. Yeah, let's just send there. And then rebounding, who do we want to send? Let's just send T somewhere. Boom. Okay, so now we should still need a couple players left. Yeah, we do. Okay, so what do we actually need? So currently we have 2 point guards, we have 2 shooting guards, we have 3 small forwards, 2 power forwards, but we could use a number 1 power forward because Hamlin could be the number 2 and Cato could be a guy coming off the bench. So we got 3, 5, 8, 10, 12. So we need 2 more players. I said we get 1 more power forward. And maybe another, second shooting guard. Okay, so we need to go to the free agent thing. So 1 more power forward. I said a number 1 power forward, right? Yeah. Okay, so we need somebody that matches our system that doesn't want a lot of money. Like this guy, 2.49 is cheap. Mr. Max Rivers, I could actually give him what he wants. Yeah, we'll give him what he wants. Why not? So that's that. And then we also need a... So that guy would be a second power forward, but that's okay. Another shooting guard, a number 2 shooting guard. This Yakuba Utara guy is perfect. I'm not giving you 2 years though. There you go, perfectly. Okay, so let's take a look now. So we should have 14 players under contract. I think we look pretty decent. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so let's advance to next season. Check out our rotation, and then that'll be it for this episode. Okay, so our rotation, where is our rotation stuff? Oh, it's right here. Okay, so yeah, our rotation looks pretty good. I might adjust some of it a bit, but we do got a pretty balanced squad throughout. Hopefully it's good enough to make the playoffs, because this might be our last season. System proficiency. Oh, we are pretty good at 7 seconds by comparison to everything else, so I guess we'll leave it at 7 seconds, which kind of makes us not as good defensively, but we'll use it anyways. Okay, so guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Orca's MyLeague series. So in next episode, we will sim the entire season. Hopefully this team can make the playoffs, because I think we made a small upgrades in the right spots. Like we let go of Simons, but we have a very good 1-2 punch here. And then some of our shooting guards, like Nunez, could play point guard if there's an injury. And then we also just signed this Ogutara guy. Gibson's a decent depth kind of guy to come off the bench maybe. And then you also got a decent amount of small forwards, because Blackwell's been growing. Power forwards are kind of a bit weak, but it's still decent. And then our center core is getting pretty good as well, because Warren's growing, Bayless is growing, and then Ingram could be just another extra guy. So anyways, that's going to do it for this episode. So let me know what you guys think we should do in regards to this team. Like, where do we need to build them up going into next episode? So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.